This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Friday, March 20th. I'm here with Al.
You can still give it a Friday.
Should we do it together?
Yes, all right.
1, 2, 3.
It's Friday. Shout out Eric and Kyle.
Shout out. All right. I want to let everyone know we are just two of us. There's two of us left. It's the Tori and Al show.
Everybody is healthy.
Everybody's healthy.
Yes.
We're just cutting way back for social distancing. A lot of you wrote to all of us. Take a look at the studio around. As you see, we are pared down to the essentials. We do have the doctor. She's an essential. And, of course, you can see we're here for you. It's going to be weird, but we're going to be transparent. So if we don't happen to have a visual for you, we're going to just read it out. That's how we do it. We make it work, don't we, Al?
Yeah, I just, I look and I'm just like, if we're canceled, just tell us.
Yeah.
I feel like they're like, instead of like turning the lights off, they're just slowly dimming them. Just like, let us know. Like, what's going on?
My mic doesn't work.
No, I like it. And honestly, people do look at us and they're like, we can't talk to people about social distancing if we're not doing it. You look ridiculous.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate all the efforts. Shout out to all our producers and editors at home still working. So we appreciate you guys.
We love you guys. We miss you guys. And please write us in what your situation is, because we're going to be talking a lot about your stories because we care about you and we also have nothing else to talk about. So make sure you guys go to our social pages on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. The numbers are off the charts. A lot of you tuning in for the first time. So welcome. Daily Blast Live is here for you. We cope with you. We cry. We laugh. And we hope to entertain you. All right. We do begin with some news for you. The spread of the coronavirus is upending normal life for Americans everywhere. Some good news, though. The deadline for filing your taxes has been pushed back from April 15th. Tax day is now July 15th. Meantime, I know some of you have heard this. The governor of California announced a stay-at-home order. So that's really just asking 40 million Americans to stay inside except for necessities and care for relatives, which could last for months. Now, the governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, who you've been hearing a lot about, he just announced something similar, mandating all non-essential workers to stay at home. If you guys don't remember, New York is just a huge epicenter for America of where it is. And for the millions of Americans who've lost their jobs, some of them are you watching right now, relief may be on its way. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is proposing direct payments of $1,200 per person as part of a new $1 trillion bill to combat the economic fallout. More and more doctors and hospitals, though, are raising those alarm bells. Some of you are doctors right now and healthcare workers and nurses. We bow down to you, first off, but there's a looming shortage of medical supplies like face masks and other personal protective equipment needed to keep the frontline workers safe. So the CDC is now out with new guidelines to help, suggesting if their supplies run out, staffs should reuse face masks when possible, or use bandanas and or scarves instead. Might sound a little crazy, and it's something that, thankfully, Savannah Guthrie asked Dr. Fauci about on the Today Show. Take a look.
To put a fine point on it, if doctors are resorting to going to the craft store to come up with their own equipment to protect themselves, and we anticipate how badly we need them, isn't that kind of the worst case scenario that the president's talking about?
Yes, I mean, obviously it is. You're speaking the obvious. I mean, obviously we are in a very difficult situation.
So we talked to the doctor who she will be on later, Dr. Coley, who we love very much, and she was saying that's not going to stop droplets of water really coming in. And the nurses and doctors know that. Cher is asking for any help trying to figure out how to get it from China. Italy sent over some tests, I know, but how scary is this that the soldiers on the front line don't have protection?
Right, and this is what I always worried about when we saw the hurricane in Puerto Rico, and then we saw, who's the woman that made Skinny Girl wine?
It's Bethany Frankel.
Bethany Frankel, and then we have a celebrity there, and then Judge Mathis was taking care of the water in Flint. And I'm like, where's the government? Yeah. I'm not, I just like, what do we pay them for? Like, if we're just going to get celebrities, then okay, I know some famous people, maybe we'll just delegate a county for each of them. I love that these people are helping, but the whole point of the government, I thought, and as I think as just a citizen, I'm not talking about the president, I don't care. I'm talking about the system of government we have in place is to be ready for these things, not to scramble around like a baby babysitter that was smoking a joint until like something bad happened. I thought they were supposed to be prepared, and now they're telling you to use scarves like they're blowing leaves in the parking lot. What is happening?
Okay, not only that, as you were saying it, I was like, I can't believe I just said in a normal voice, Cher is trying to help people get masks.
I mean, no one's shocked by that. Everybody's like, yeah, hopefully.
Right,
yeah, are the Backstreet Boys, they got any extra cash? Like, I don't understand why we go to celebrities, but it's so interesting. They're the first people that are attacked. If they give any political opinion, whatever, your elites and your West Coast elites, but then when something goes down, they're like, hey, can we have some money for this tour?
I know.
It's like, where is the government? I just want the government. We all pay taxes, and first of all, I'm glad. April 15th, my sister's birthday, is always tax day, so she just gets a birthday that's not associated with everybody. Christina.
Christina
Yes.
Mazel. That's great.
Happy birthday, Christina.
I do want to let you know that Trump is just saying, and we're live, that's why we're here, breaking news, there are millions of masks coming. That is a quote from Trump from the Defense Protection Act. I don't know from where. I'm hoping 3M, I don't know. At some point, they were talking about cutting up air conditioning filters as a mask, which is crazy. I know. We're going to move on. You got to see the cover of Time magazine. This week's special report is called When the World Stops. It features 6 different covers, so let's take a look, with portraits of individuals all around the world who've been directly impacted by the coronavirus, like this mother and daughter from Washington State who are only able to visit each other through a glass window. 81-year-old Judy Sharp is in the Life Care Center nursing home, which has become one of the epicenters of the outbreak. Next, this is 51-year-old Cheryl Chutter, who is in quarantine in Stamford, Connecticut, after being diagnosed with COVID-19 on Tuesday. Finally, check out this 32-year-old delivery driver in Beijing who says he has to take a health test and spend 20 minutes a day disinfecting his motorbike and clothes every day. Will this make it all of us come together and just forget the BS? Is this the silver lining?
I think this is what it is. I mean, we saw with the Democratic primaries, the Bernie Biden debate, no one watched because everybody's like, I need napkins.
Yeah.
You know, so it does show you that we will come together, and hopefully, maybe we're realizing that all the arguments online, those are kind of a luxury. And hopefully we realize that we can do without that luxury.
That's very true. That's a good point. Well, for a lot of us, we're just trying to figure out what to do when our favorite businesses are closing, like all the hair and nail salons, which are now temporarily shut down to stop the spread. It has a lot of us wondering who's going to cut color or fix our hair, or who's going to make sure we all don't get unibrows. My brows look ridiculous. There's even this meme that's gone viral, what we're all going to look like after coming out of quarantine.
Yeah, I kind of would take it back to the old school. I remember my Uncle Donald used to cut my hair in the basement. I might call him up.
Boy, what's up?
I think we're just going to be doing it in the mirror. I mean, but I'm a dude. Who cares? I can take clippers and go backwards. What are you doing? Well,
so I was supposed to get my extensions fixed. I'm just going to be super honest with you guys. And dyed, so the brown isn't here, but it's just going to stay that way. And if you want to get a zoom in, my eyebrows are like, there's like a thicket. Like a briar patch.
Yeah, you're like Teen Wolf in the first quarter.
Yeah, you got to machete your way in. Anyway, you can't see it, but peas and carrots compared to people dying. No. We do love sharing all the cute videos of people singing together while in self-isolation. Check out this scene in Boston where everyone came together to sing Sweet Caroline. Ba, ba. Sweet Caroline. Oh, oh, oh. I've never seen so good. That's cute, right?
Yeah, it's just like they're asking us to discuss the best songs for sing-alongs, but I feel like it's hard because it's like We Will Rock You, but then no one knows the words.
It's like
yeah, so let's just focus on the chorus, all right? There we go. That's
why Caroline. What's another song that everybody knows? Sweet Caroline.
I feel like everybody knows the beginning of Rocky. Rising up, and then that's it.
That's all I know.
Then it's just like,
Alan has a joke where everyone knows R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. No one knows that part. All right, coming up, we're getting your coronavirus questions answered. Dr. Payal Kohli is back with important information to help you and your loved ones safe. Do not go away.
Non-attorney.
Great. All right, 2.5 minutes.
That was really good.
Cool.
Is that okay? Okay, cool. I was trying to show my briar patch of a thing. Let's read some comments, y'all.
And Chris, am I swapping out for the doc?
No, we're gonna have 3. Okay. Should we have 2?
We're all deciding. Yeah, let's do a tour. Should we do that? Okay. So BJ's saying a tour, so watch me do this. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, let's keep it at
All right,
2.
Alexa, we're gonna keep social distancing, but how are you doing? Alexa is a wonderful staff member. You're doing okay, buddy?
I'm okay.
Everything's fine.
We'll stay this far apart.
So are you feeling weird? None of your neighbors are here.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of strange because usually this place is like packed all the time. So, and it's loud sometimes, so it's really quiet today. And it's
weird.
It's very strange. It's
like
a very strange feeling.
Yeah, and it's weird if DBL itself didn't call it out. If we were just like, hello, everything's normal.
Yeah.
It's Tori and Alan, no one's here.
Yeah.
That's just like not our style.
Yeah.
Stu, how are you doing?
Doing great. This is easier, man.
Yeah, no one's around.
I don't have to chase you guys around
That's
as much. It's cool.
It's
cool.
true. Let's take a look around here. These are the hosts' desks, you guys. As you can see, people staying away. This is digital. We're getting it down to the bare minimum. BJ's here.
Yes.
Hold on, I'm touching elbows with BJ. Al's over here. Again, Alex.
have to.
What's that?
Like, guys, this isn't all doom and gloom.
Turn it around,
I
honey.
have the brand new.
It's upside down.
Oh,
That went well.
I had Kit Kats.
That went well.
I have the brand new mint Kit Kats. I'm very excited about that.
Can I be honest? No one asked for that.
You made a face.
That looks disgusting.
Does it?
Kit Kats were fine the way they were. No one was asking for it.
You just killed my joy.
Sorry. That's what we're doing around the studio. Let's keep going. We got no camera guy over here for real. Isn't that crazy? Or woman.
We never have one.
There's never a camera person on that.
Sorry, I just had to swap
I
out
did
with Chris.
not know that.
I just swapped out with Chris. Chris is out. I'm in.
Oh, Chris is out. Oh, by the way, we have to keep a certain amount of people so that Chris had to leave and DeRay could come in. They're going to switch. And these are all sanitized.
Yes, they are.
And very, very helpful. And we're going to go, Dr. Coley's here. Let me fix her little hair right there.
Take a seat, Boo.
Just me now. Now it's just me, guys, and Dr. Coley. We have 7 questions, and if you guys want to keep writing in, I'm going to have this iPad, so make sure you have, let us know. Sensitivity training wants mint
15
Kit
seconds.
Kats.
Here we go.
I thought I trusted you.
We're gonna start on camera 3, guys, right in the center.
Let's just have a conversation.
Whoa, BJ, stop.
Welcome back to DBL. As we said, Dr. Pyle Coley's taking over the show. She is back to answer your questions about the coronavirus. Your mic is working?
I think so. Hello?
Everyone? Yes. All right. Let's start with the headlines. You are here to make us feel a little bit better. Now, the big story today, California.
Yeah.
It's a first to issue a statewide order to just stay in place. Should viewers watching in other parts of the country expect that too?
Absolutely. And I wasn't surprised, to be honest. I was surprised that it didn't come sooner. And, you know, New York did something similar this morning as well. And what we're seeing is basically California and New York that got cases before other states. They were one of the early states that got them. So they're just earlier in that timeline. Just like we see in Italy, we see in Spain, we saw in Asia. So I won't be surprised as more and more states start to do the same thing. I do hope that the federal government makes some sort of a kind of uniform decision.
Like a general decision, right.
So that it's not so piecemeal, because I think that that's kind of what causes a little bit of that distress. We hear this and this and this and this.
And it's constant dripping. To be honest, the virus doesn't care about the states. It's going to go where it wants to go. Okay.
And it's like the same thing with the number of cases. Every day we more cases. Now it's 14,000. Now it's this many thousand. And it's that piecemeal information sometimes that can increase our level of anxiety, but we really just have to remember this is expected.
Okay, this is all expected. That's really good to hear, actually.
Yeah.
The other big headline today, the state of Italy's hospitals. This is breaking my heart. I spent a year there. They're completely overwhelmed. It's now reached what they're calling worst case scenario. Viewers are wondering, and I'm wondering, is this where we're headed in the United States? Now, I know there's field hospitals and MASH hospitals and the Defense Protection Act that Trump just invoked.
Yeah, so I think that's the fear, and I think the response that you're seeing with those types of measures is exactly to address that fear, is to come up with contingency plans so that we're not having to use the emergency rooms and having to decide between who lives and who doesn't. So I think with that respect, we're actually preparing relatively well by making some contingency plans, field hospitals, cruise ships as hospitals.
Yeah, hotels, you said.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we're headed in the right direction, anticipating again a surge of people that are going to need hospital care as this virus continues to spread. And the number of cases that's positive today will reflect how many people will need hospital beds next week.
Okay, and I want to make, correction, it's Defense Production Act, not Defense Prevention Act. But will we see, like, be honest with me, will we see people turned away? At hospitals? We don't know.
I hope not.
Okay.
And I think that's the whole reason for the lockdowns.
Okay.
Because if we start doing that extreme social distancing now, that's when we're going to prevent that from
happening. So it's
happening.
preventative. That.
Yeah.
Okay.
In a pandemic, Tori, what happens is by definition, you're 4 or 5 days behind the virus. So you really have to be very aggressive and proactive in order to get ahead of it.
I feel you. Okay.
And that's what I think we really need to do. In other words, more states need to lock down so that we can try to get ahead of it, because we're being reactive rather than proactive.
It's funny, Trump is making it more states' rights issue when you kind of want him to just take over at some point. He said, I'm not a shipping clerk. The governor should do it themselves. And I'm like, please help us out.
Yeah.
Let's get to viewers' questions. You are important, DBL Nation. Stephanie, thank you for writing in. She's asking something I'm sure many people are wondering. I can't get tested, but based on my symptoms, my doctor told me I should consider myself contagious and I should self-isolate for 14 days. After that, am I safe to go about my life? Great question,
Yeah,
Stephanie.
it is. So 14 days after the onset of symptoms, we usually think the viral activity has probably gone down so that you're not a risk to other people. But remember, we're still probably going to be in the social distancing mode in 14 days.
Okay, so Stephanie could come out of her self-isolation but stay in the house probably.
Right.
Okay, someone asked me on Twitter, I just want to get to, if you get the coronavirus, come out of it, like Stephanie was saying, can you get it again?
Yeah, so most likely we think not. And Dr. Fauci, your favorite person,
I love him. Okay.
He says that we have no reason to believe that it's going to behave differently from other respiratory viruses. But the real truth of the matter is we don't know yet.
Okay.
And there have been a couple of case reports of people who've gotten the virus and then a week or two later they have viral particles again in their blood, or they develop symptoms again and they test positive. So it's possible that you could have reinfection if the virus changes or if your immunity goes down.
I feel it.
But as far as we can tell, we don't think that the people who have recovered, because there have been several thousand people,
many people recovering.
Yeah, that they're going to get it again. We think they're going to be immune.
Okay, that's good to remember. Many people recover. The majority of people recover from this.
Right.
Speaking of spring, Tom in Jacksonville says, how much of a health risk do the spring breakers on beaches in Florida really pose? Tom, I think a lot of people are going to want to know the answer to this.
Yeah, Tom, humongous, because those are the people that are the spreaders. Those are the asymptomatic carriers. And there's a study that came out of China recently that said 4 out of 5 cases that were spread in China were done by people with no symptoms or minimal symptoms.
Wow.
And so the spring breakers are the ones that are going to then get on the plane, bring it home to their parents, their grandparents, their neighbors, their teachers, and just spread it all around. So that picture really upset me tremendously.
And every healthcare worker that's putting themselves on the line. Did everyone hear that? That's on spring break. I hope you realize you're putting the soldiers at risk. That's Dr. Coley saying that. Yeah. Chelsea asks, why are some people getting mild symptoms while others are dying? And that's a great question,
Yeah,
too.
so the symptoms really depend on your body's immune response to the virus. So the virus gets inside your lungs, then it takes over your lungs and basically turns it into a coronavirus factory. So,
in the lungs?
Yeah,
okay.
So your lungs start making lots and lots of coronavirus, and that's what creates that cough, that irritation in the lungs. So that's usually the first symptom. Then your body mounts an immune response against that. That's when you start to get fevers and achiness. Now, depending on the degree of the immune response, you can have a low-grade fever or a high-grade fever, and that's really what decides. If you have a full-blown immune response, you get that pneumonia, you end up in the ICU. Whereas if you have a little tiny immune response, then you just feel a little under the weather for a few days.
That makes a lot of sense. That fever can really decide how bad it's going to be.
Immune response, yeah.
Remember, guys, no panic. Just prevention, precautions. We're doing our best. You are such a hero to me.
Thank you.
Seriously, girl crush. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than $30?
Let's read some questions on here. Thank you for doing that. Was that okay?
Did you want to do any breaks today, or?
Yeah, let's sit. Can she sit here and just answer some questions?
That goes on tape for noon.
That goes on tape for
We're good for tape?
Yep.
Mic worked?
You're good.
I'm so proud of
The
you.
hair behaved itself.
I'm so proud of you.
I love you.
Okay, tell me when we're ready. Oh, we're ready. Okay. I saw the video of Tucker Carlson. I don't want to talk about that Corona thing because we all know that. A lot of people asking. Sorry, a lot of you are writing in. Sensitivity training. I will say the public around me seems to be in denial. People don't understand why we're closing things. Is there, and I don't know if you can answer this, but you're a smart woman, a branding issue, like a marketing issue with this virus that we haven't taken it seriously in the past? Like, could we rebrand this as like, really, yo, you guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think there's 2 mistakes we made. One is the message that it's mostly an old person's thing, and that way we don't need to worry, because the recent report from the CDC shows that up to 50% of ICU admissions are occurring in people under the age of 65. And the second mistake I think that we made is that it's in China.
Yeah.
You know? 'Cause
The
we kept-
area.
Right.
Yeah.
We kept saying the flu is here, that's what we need to worry about. And we didn't anticipate that it was going to come here so fast and spread so fast. So I think if we rebranded it as it's here now,
Yeah.
it's spreading like wildfire.
Yeah.
We're not immune.
We're taking this seriously.
Yeah.
It's young people are affected.
Young people are affected.
Yeah.
It kills 10 times as many people as the flu. It spreads 2 to 3 times faster. Nobody's immune to it. Take it seriously.
Guys, please just cut if you can with your phone and send this to all the young kids who don't understand. Really great advice. And please keep writing in. I got your backs. That was weird.
Protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-318-7365 now.
Welcome back to DBL. Today's Heart Threads is all about being true to yourself. Watch how one teen is using his love for baking to overcome bullying.
This teen with autism overcame bullying by baking on YouTube. Hunter was diagnosed with Asperger's and ADHD when he was 4 and has dealt with bullying ever since.
I had to deal with bullying pretty much all my life.
For days, all he would do was sit in his room, want to cry. And when I finally broke through to him, he actually talked about committing suicide. And I knew, as a mother, that was terrifying.
She encouraged him to put his energy towards things he loves, specifically cooking and social media. So Hunter started OstaChef, which now has over 800 subscribers.
I don't treat Hunter like he's autistic, and I refuse to allow him to treat himself like he's autistic, because as soon as he does, everybody else will. And I won't let him be a victim of a condition.
Hunter's channel allows him to positively share his love for cooking while providing him with a safe space to express his personality.
Just because somebody is different, just because of a disorder, that doesn't really make them less of a person.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
the bladder control.
It's like Wayne's World. What's up, guys? I wanted to give you a little inside information, if you didn't know, about what's going on with people angry at 2 or 3 senators or representatives. They don't really understand what's going on. It's Laughlin, they have Burr. What's going on with the trading? Here's what happened. Apparently, and this is all alleged, a couple of Congress people went into a meeting and they explained about a private meeting about coronavirus and how it's coming. This was way earlier. And they said stocks are gonna go down, things are gonna get really bad, it's gonna be awful. So not only, they did 2 things after that. One, they went to their constituents and literally made a video, one of them being like, everything's gonna be fine, the businesses are gonna be fine, income won't change at all. Reassuring people to stay with their stocks, basically. While she was doing that, unfortunately, she was selling off $1.7 million worth of her stocks. Now, she is worth $500 million. She's very wealthy. So it was a silly mistake, and so did Burr, another congressperson, similar reactions. Now, here's the problem. There's a rule, a law, against representatives of the government knowing insider trading, it's literally called that, and then selling their stocks. So they can't know information that the public doesn't know and get to use that information for their own profit. So not only does it allegedly seem like that's what happened, and this is both Democrats and Republicans were looking at people. I don't want to go party line at all. What happens with that is not only did you take your stocks out, which stinks, let's be honest, but you reassured your constituents that they shouldn't. That part of it is why Tucker Carlson, I don't know if you guys saw, very strong Republican,
said that Burr has to resign if these allegations are true. Now, that is a crazy statement coming from a right-wing Tucker Carlson, but those are the rules in place. And if Tucker Carlson is saying that, we all are kind of saying that. So a lot of anger. No one, Democrats or Republicans, should be profiteering from anything that's happening in a national crisis. That is treasonous, in my opinion, and there's nothing worse than that. So they have a lot to answer for. I hope that cleared up a little bit of what was going on with that, but there is a strict law that if you have inside information as a congressperson, you don't get to use that to your profitable advantage, and it seems like, allegedly, they might have done so. I hope that clears it up a little bit. Burr, you might have heard of on Hamilton, Aaron Burr, he shot Hamilton in a duel. Different Burr.
Welcome back to DBL. Now, Americans spend as much as 33% of their household income on groceries. Budgetologist Felicia Jones has ways to help you save on today's Dollars and Cents presented by John Hancock. Now it's time, Felicia, let's save some money. How can we do that? How can we save some money at the store?
The first thing you want to do is shop the sales. You know, learn and shop the sales cycles. So they are usually 6 to 8 weeks. So if you go into the store today and something is on sale, wait about 6 to 8 weeks. Is probably going to be on sale again, and if you do that, you can load up on a lot of different things at the grocery store. Now, the next thing you want to do is go meatless one or two meals. Okay. Because on average, we will spend about $1,000 a year just on meat, and that's $83 a month, and those little dollars will start adding up. So start going meatless for a couple of meals, and also shop those manager sales. And the final one is shop online and pick up at the store. Now, I haven't been to a grocery store in a few months now, but this is an amazing one because when you can shop online, you can leave the overspenders at home.
Always saving me money, Felicia. I love it. Thanks for coming back. Thank you so much, Felicia. To submit your financial questions for the next Dollars and Cents, please email askmrsjones@dailyblastlive.com. And for info about life insurance and retirement planning, call John Hancock at 1-800-995-4089.
Thank you, Jeff and Felicia. As always, we do say bye, Felicia, because that makes me happy.
And can I say one thing that really just resonated with what Felicia said for me is going meatless 1 to 2 nights a week. I think everybody has a fear that if you don't have a meat there, you're going to be like, it's not going to taste good. Last night, with the help of our editor, Chin Chin, we were Facebooking back and forth. Really? I made a delicious, like garlic broccoli with lentils, no meat, super cheap, very filling, good for you. Yeah. So there's a lot of good like meatless recipes.
And good protein in that.
Really quick.
That's awesome. Chin Chin's an editor from Taiwan. We love you so much. Reminder, we are on Facebook and YouTube. Search Daily Blast Live. Like us. We like you. We'll see you Monday. Same time, same place. Bye, guys.